Hi, I'm Jim McLean. Almost every golfer wants to hit the ball further. Well, the #1 key to power and distance is speed. It's that simple. And with the swing speed, radar, and tempo timer, you'll be able to add distance and consistency to every club in your bag.
Easily took 5 strokes off my game.
I've shaved about 4 to 5 strokes off my game.
I've dropped my scores by 4 strokes.
Order your swing speed radar and tempo timer now, and you'll also get this bonus DVD featuring speed and tempo tips with Jim McLean. Get your swing speed radar and tempo timer today.
In this edition of Swing Analysis, I'm going to take a look at Sean O'Hair, one of the great young guns on the PGA Tour. Sean is 26 years old with already 3 wins as I do this program. I don't know Sean that well. I've had lunch with him here at Doral, and I've talked to him here on the range. I do know this: he is a great, great guy. Very friendly, fun to be with, very easy to talk to. So it's been great to see him play so well and to really upgrade his game. He's made some changes recently. He's switched teachers. I know he works with Bob Rotella. When I had lunch with him, Bob Rotella sat with us, and we really just talked about anything and everything, nothing specific. But Sean turned pro at age 17. He's a South Florida resident, or at least that's where he grew up. He played down here. I'm doing this show from Doral, so in Miami, Florida. So he's a guy that we've been aware of for a long time. He struggled, which is not unexpected, turning pro so early. But he kept grinding away. He's made it to the PGA Tour at a very early age. He's a veteran now at age 26, and he's really a fabulous player. So what I want to look at here is his golf swing, and then I'm going to come back and show you some of the things that you can learn from the swing of Sean O'Hair. The swing clips that I'm showing you are from 2009. This is modern clips. We film everybody at a lot of different tournaments. We use it for research. This research helps other kids that we work with, our students. It really helps people understand who's on the PGA Tour. I feel like our golf schools do a really good job of promoting the PGA Tour players, and golf. It's fun to pull up these clips to the kids and show them the swings of these young players, maybe Sean O'Hair, Anthony Kim, and on and on and on, of wonderful swings and good players, and really helps people understand what they should be doing in the golf swing. Now I'm going to point out some things to you about Sean. One of the things is he's very thin. He's got a thin body, and that gives him this little cuppy look with his back. What you'd normally like to see is a straight back from the shoulders right down to the tailbone. He's got a little cup right in there, but that's because he's in, I think, such unbelievable shape. He's thin, and I don't really worry about that with somebody with a thin, real thin figure, but you would want kind of a straight back right there for most people. Say if you looked at Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Greg Norman, most great players, that would be one little thing here. I certainly don't want to see a big cup. Also, he lines the driver up here, which is, we're going down the 18th hole at Doral, in the neck. Again, lots of players do that. If you line it up in the neck, you kind of preset a little inside loop to your swing, generally, or a lay down of the shaft, which Sean definitely does. Okay, I'm going to put a line on this driver. Again, we're shooting straight down the target line here, right down the fairway, to see where this camera is located. All right. I'll also put a line to watch his spine angle going back, and it's going to be really good. So here we go with Sean. Club goes a little in and then up. So he sets the club pretty vertical, pretty up. So we know that that shaft is going to have to lay down on the downswing. It's going to drop into the slot. Lots of great players, of course, do this. We have a lot of amateurs that get the club way over here flat. That's a terrible place to have it. So anywhere up there between a line about outside the golf ball out there to point it down somewhere in here, in this zone right here, we're in good shape with the butt of the club pointing down in that area. That's an acceptable area to be. Okay, we'll continue up. We've got our shaft plane at the top. Now at the top of his swing, Sean has the club laid off. That means aimed over to the left. Now we've looked at some other players in our swing analysis that have it over to the right. So what we start to understand is that the position at the top is not a fundamental. There is no perfect position at the top. Players are different. What makes a difference is how you come down through impact, halfway down to halfway through. Now we'll watch Sean here lay the club down, a little more reminiscent of a Sergio Garcia move right there. And you can see how much that club is laid down, how much flatter it is right here from that red line to this position right here. So that's an inside drop, dropping into the slot, we would say. Let me eliminate a few lines right here so we don't have too much stuff up here. Now here he comes. Wow, look at that club come down the shaft plane line there. Some people talk about having the right heel on the ground. With a driver, I hardly see anybody do that. So that is teaching out of a scientific book or something, not what's really happening with the best players. I'm not saying it's impossible to hit with your right heel on the ground. A few players do, but it's less than 5% of the PGA Tour. So here we come in to hit the ball. That's a center hit. The club came a little bit from the inside down, so that ball starts pretty much down the center of the fairway. Beautiful release right here. That's what I call the power line. I did the DVD on the power line. Unbelievable release right there, just great. And the club comes out making a beautiful circle to his swing. And that would mean from, say, halfway down. But that matches up pretty much in a circular move going around. So what we see here with Sean O'Hair, you can see, look at how much open those shoulders are at impact too, and the hips. He's rotated beautifully through there. Releases the club beautifully and goes to a really nice finish. A lot of suppleness in this body. It's a young man's swing right here. But how good is that? You can see why this guy is playing great golf. It's just a beautiful golf swing. Now we're going to look at it from the front view. Okay, here we have a real pretty picture of Sean, again, 2009 at Doral. He went from here up to Bay Hill. I've got a Bay Hill picture to show you as well with an iron, but got a beautiful grip, just about perfect. He's got the ball a little bit forward in the stance. That's because he has almost no lateral motion with his head going back. So you need that ball up a little more forward if you're not going to move your head at all. So he kind of sets behind it to start with. And Sean has a little earlier wrist break than some. Still a nice one-piece takeaway. There's your halfway back position. Look at these arms. He hasn't folded up. Now one thing you're going to notice here is he's got, well, I shouldn't even tell you at this stage. I'd like to see if you could notice what he did, but he's got something under his right arm when he's out here playing, loading into a real good braced right leg. And that left shoulder's really behind the golf ball right there. He's got nice spacing behind it. Here he comes in. There's a nice lateral move. That head is repositioned. He's into that nice sit down. I know Sean's trying to use his legs a little bit more now in his swing, trying to get a little more active, more athletic. And there that head goes back a little bit, which is, you know, in the 8-step swing that I've just come out with. Again, I go through the real fundamentals of golf, and that's almost a fundamental with driving, that your head goes back. Nobody moves their head past this square before they hit the golf ball. Nobody on the PGA Tour. Now Sean comes in with a nice level blow. Look at that right heel. Tremendous extension, a great release right there, and through to the finish. Do you see that glove right there? You can just catch it. So there he's using a little training aid as he plays. A lot of people wouldn't pick that up. Very interesting. Now I'm going to move to an iron shot that he hits at Bay Hill. This is number 17 at Bay Hill. If you remember, he had a 5-shot lead after 3 rounds. Played the last round with Tiger Woods, and Tiger beat him. Came back a few weeks later and won again. He won again. So he's been in there a lot this year. So here goes the backswing. In and up. Look at the angle on those shoulders. One of the things out of the X Factor book, an article I wrote on the Y factor, was how much that left shoulder goes down in the backswing. Sean has the club in a very square position, slightly toe down, which means slightly open at the top of the swing. Nice brace in his right leg. And here the club comes down. This is a little bit from the inside, this swing right here. So he's hitting a draw on there. Beautiful release. Really stays in his spine tilt here, going through. And up to the finish. At the finish of the swing, just a little bit of angle. Right up on the right toe, ball going to the target with a little draw spin on it. What can we learn from Sean O'Hair? Well, I want to point out a couple of things. One, I love the way he puts his hands on the golf club. It just looks like they're fit on there perfect. I like the fact that he's got that club sitting across his fingers, not up in the palms, but in the fingers, and the hands just look like they're welded and melded right on the golf club just beautifully. So it's always good to have a good grip. The other thing that I think is so good with his swing is his ability to get the club up in the backswing. He's got that club up nicely, which makes it easy to let this natural fall down happen. There's a little drop. So if you're a player that tends to go flat and over, Sean O'Hair's swing is the exact remedy for you. You'll try and get the golf club to go a little more up on your backswing, which makes the club light and balanced. So we get the club up. Notice that he put that glove under his right arm, but when he did it, he did not fold his right arm in here. He still had great extension. So if you put something under your right armpit right here, make sure that you don't fold up. He didn't do that. But what he is trying to do is to stay a little more connected here, not get his arms too far away, and also to keep his right arm in a little more going through the golf ball. But the main thing for anybody that has a tendency of going over top of the ball, when you do your practice swings, work on getting the club up a little lighter and then let it fall down. So this is the little move right there. Boom. Now you practice doing that and you're going to have the ability to hit a nice solid shot that actually draws out to the target. This is somebody that I think is going to do a lot of damage in golf. He's got a great personality. He's calm, and he's got a great golf swing, and it looks to me like he's continuing to improve. I think Sean O'Hair is going to be a force. Great swing to watch. Hope you got something from the golf show.